Assalamu alaikum. I am Sadiq, and these are hard facts. Now, this video is only dealing with the role of Wali in regards to marriage. It is not intended to be a comprehensive video dealing with the ins and outs or rules of marriage. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in one hadith, La nikah illa waliyan wa shahidain. This simply means that marriage does not exist or is invalid except that you have a wali and at least two witnesses. Now, the qualifications for the two witnesses is that they be true Muslims and able to comprehend. Now, the general qualifications for a wali is that they be Muslim, male, sane, just, and not slave. Now, in respect to marriage, the qualification that the wali be Muslim will differ, as with the case with a woman that is min al-ahli kitab, or from among the people of the book. In this case, her wali would reflect her belief system, that a Muslim cannot be wali for a kafir, nor can a kafir be wali for a Muslim. Therefore, a non-Muslim woman's wali would have to be from among her ilk, that is, her non-Muslim father, or non-Muslim uncle or grandfather, or post-pubescent son or brother, these preferably from the father's side. Now, this is very significant, brothers and sisters, because if you are Muslimah and your father is kafir, he cannot represent you as wali. The same as if, a'udhu billah, that my daughter was kafira, I could not represent her as wali. Now, the term wali can also be interchanged with the term wakil, which simply means someone representing the woman's interests. And in the case where a non-Muslim woman has no natural wali, this honor can be extended to even the pastor of her church, so on and so forth. It is possible for a woman to have multiple walis, but these are in ranks. For instance, the father would have priority over the son. And if a woman were to marry without her senior wali's permission, once he became aware of this, he could actually annul or veto the marriage. Except in the case where the wali has forfeited his responsibilities due to some un-Islamic views or standards such as racism, etc. As was the case with one brother in particular who openly stated, my daughter has to marry a black man. Now, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stated in one hadith that if a man who has deen or is known to be pious proposes to marry your daughter, then marry her to him, or there would be fitna. Now, we automatically know to deny a pious man your daughter's hand in marriage to be a big haram. Why? Because fitna is a big haram. And the fiqh rule is that whatever leads to a haram is indeed itself a haram. As with the words of Ali radiallahu an, who stated, verily, if fitna was a man, I would have killed that man. Now, there does exist a fatwa from Imam Abu Hanifa that states that a woman that is previously married, whether divorced or widowed, can indeed be married off without a wali. This stemming from a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, indicating that a non-virgin has more right in regard to who she will marry. That is an Islamic opinion. But let me repeat the Islamic opinion. La nikah illa waliyan wa shahidain. But in respect to all of the imams, they have emphatically stated that if you find something that I have stated that contradicts the Quran or the ahadith, then throw what I have stated against the wall. Therefore, a woman cannot get married without the permission of her wali. In any marriage, not respecting the tenets found within this hadith, is invalid. Now, a non-virgin can indeed propose to a man face to face without a wali present. And a man can indeed propose to a non-virgin woman face to face without a wali present. But the marriage will never be valid until the institution of wali is introduced and the man receives the wali's approval. And for those still holding on to the opinion that a non-virgin woman can represent herself in a marriage with the absence of a wali, why is it that a non-virgin woman cannot represent her daughter as a wali in marriage? The wali is the protector. So if she can represent herself in the matter of marriage without a wali simply because she is widowed or divorced, then why can't she represent her own daughter in regards to the institution of marriage? In one quick note, I must mention that it is haram for a Muslim woman to marry a non-Muslim man. And no self-respecting wali will support such a union, for this would be kufr for him outside of Islam, as he would be holding the haram as something halal. So due to some diseased mentalities, some Muslim women flirt and court online with kafir men without their wali's knowledge, hoping that these kafirs take shahada just in the nick of time. I have witnessed a couple of these types of marriages. None successful, not in this life, and certainly not in the next. These professing Muslim women with diseases under their khimar troll online for husbands, even open to the possibility of kufar, similar to approaching a forbidden tree to partake of its rotten, bitter fruit. It may temporarily fill your belly, but it will of a surety sicken you, and it will certainly displease your Lord Allah, Maliki Yawmiddin. We read of sacrifices and offerings, but these sacrifices and offerings are already dictated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as to which kind are indeed acceptable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Rabbil Alameen. He is not obligated to accept any form of offering that you choose. If you married a non-Sharia way, then your marriage is simply not valid. You will be raised on Yawm al-Qiyamah as Zani, O Zaniya. Muslims never marry in churches. But if you must marry in a courthouse for some legal reason, then make sure prior to that you do the Islamic marriage of having a wali and at least 2 witnesses representing. Or take your wali and the 2 witnesses to the courthouse and count their judge as a mere formality. This has been Sadiq, and these are hard facts.